All right, so we've played a few days worth of season 3 so far, and I'm seeing a lot of discourse. Okay, a lot of things going on. So I am going to rank, I think, from the best to the worst of heroes to play in season 3 of Marvel Rivals. Okay, this would be my personal opinion. You can do with this as you will, but because I'm a streamer, you probably should take this, run with it, and complain for the rest of the season because of it. Or, if you're a smart person, interpret what I say and form your own opinions. Yay? Okay. So here's the deal. We're starting off with Adam. Mr. Adam. Alright, so, how do I explain this? Adam is going to go into the C category. Possibly D category. The reason why is fairly simple, okay? Adam forces he forces triple support. That's simple. If you're playing with an Adam, you are forcing triple support probably because of res comp. Okay? What's going on, Nightmare? How are you? That already is a problem. Okay, chat? That's a problem. Because now you're catering your entire team comp around essentially one guy. Now, granted, his team up is pretty valuable, but it got nerfed this season. And his soul bond is really effective. Don't get me wrong. And he can get you out of a bind, but you can't run 2 heals. You just can't. Or you're going to get waffle stomped. So Adam is in the C, possibly D. But I'm going to put him in C because his damage output is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. And if they're running like heavy dive, he can kind of keep himself up. Okay? That's where he's at. Mr. Black Panther. Now this character right here drives me bonkers. But if anyone else is not putting this character right now in season 3 in A or S, I'm putting them in S. They've lost their minds. They have lost their minds. Okay? Black Panther not being in an A tier or S tier is insane. This dude runs lobbies like nobody's tomorrow. And don't let the dive merchants try to tell you that this dude's not overpowered. Because he is. This guy single-handedly will go into someone's backline, tie them up into a tree, throw a football at their chest, and then proceed to make absolute passionate hate mail delivered straight to their dome. Okay? He is responsible for support players hating their existence. This guy right here. This Wakanda man. Do not let the dive merchants fool you. TDH, welcome, dude. How are you? Alright, so Black Panther is an S tier. This dude runs lobbies, and if he doesn't get nerfed, there's something going on behind the scenes, because this is insane. This guy is permabanned in any high elo. Just period. Okay? Alright. Black Widow. Or our Widowmaker. Now, I have interesting opinions of this character here, okay? Here's the problem. I have played against some serious, insane Black Widow players, okay? Like in high elo, like in Diamond 1 and GM right now, in like top 500 players, this character's scary. Now, the problem with her is, she's kind of like, if you shut her down, then she's useless. She has a couple counters, so I'm going to put her, I think she is bottom tier B, but more than likely C. Okay? She is not terrible. Don't let the people confuse you. People want to, like, downplay her kit. You go against a really skilled, high tier C. Yeah, I think high tier C, low tier B, maybe for her. Because if you go against a really good player, she's insane. She's insane. However, exactly. So she does have other counters. Like, she's not really good up against a really good Hela. In terms of, like, matchups, right? So that's why she's not top dog. Yeah, but with the team up, it's much... with the team up... I'm not even, like, with the team up. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think the team up really changed up her dynamic in-game. Like, yeah, it made her a little bit stronger, but in terms of like overall capacity, I don't see many teams running that comp for the team up. This is just her on her own, because that's just how I view it. Like she's super good in the right hands and terrible in the wrong hands, but because she has so many counters, it doesn't really matter. Does that make sense? All right, moving on. My boy Hulk. My boy Hulk is he's in a weird state, I would say. All right, he's in a weird state this season. I'm gonna put Hulk in B tier. Now here's my reasoning. I think Hulk can probably be like a really good tank. Take him out of the season right now. Honestly, and we'll get to it because we have a certain somebody down here at the bottom that we'll have to talk about later. That's gonna affect these rankings, okay? But if you take the character face value, okay, Hulk is still really good for disrupting backlines and repositioning people, okay? He is phenomenal in high elo. The problem with Hulk and why he's not going above is he has so many shutdowns, it's not even funny. You run Wolf, you shut him down. You run Emma, I'm grabbing you. You run Thing, I'm earthbounding you. But his kit... So Hulk on his own and his kit, I think overall he's really balanced. But unfortunately, he is just getting taken out because of how many counters, which is why he's not going above B. I think, and to be honest with you, I think low tier B, like low tier. This is not like a high tier B. Okay? He is borderline C, but I do think he's better than Widow, if I had to pick. Okay, he's tanks have it rough this season. Tanks have it really rough this season. My boy Cap. My boy Cap. Where do you put Cap? This is the real question. How do we feel about Cap, ladies and gentlemen? Because I'm gonna be real. I think Cap's C tier. I think Cap's C tier. And I know there are some dogs on Cap. Like, there are some Cap players out here who just do not die. They hold point, and they stay on point. And they are phenomenal at what they do. The problem with it is, because of his nerfs, he is not a super viable tank anymore. Okay? And once again, to kind of like reassure it, why is BP S? Because BP is him. He is destroying backlines. He is permabanned for a reason in high elo. Permabanned. I don't know. I'm not sure about low elos. I don't know about the mid-tier players. I'm not sure if BP runs lobbies there. But in high elo, this dude runs it. So it's kind of the same problem of Hulk, right? Of Cap. You got this guy, Mr. Wolf. You got Mrs. Emma, who just loves to see a good Cap doing Cap things. And not even just those two, but you have a little Penny right here. And Penny loves a Cap that dives into backlines. And there's also one other character that loves having Cap on a team that we'll get to when we get to him, and I'll explain it. But right now, Cap is C tier because there are just too many counters to him. And not like directly hard counters, but people who can build ult charge super fast off of him. A really good Cap is annoying, but he's not a make or break on a team. Okay? Cloak and Dagger. Easy A tier. Easy A tier. Easy A tier. Even after the nerfs of Season 2 that came along with her. Her kit is insane. A good Cloak and Dagger can keep you alive in a lot of situations, okay? Now, she's got some hard counters. My boy Mag loves to destroy her ult. I feel like she's a B. I think she's bottom A. I think she's bottom A. I don't think she's top A. She's definitely bottom A. Okay? Here's my reasoning. Her healing output is insane still. Her E's, I think they are, when she can either increase your damage or increase healing. So they're the wall that she shoots out. Her purples are extremely valuable. Okay? Just on its own. just on his own, because we don't really have a character right now that's debuffing people. I hope there's support coming that debuffs people, but right now she's all really we got. That, for one, on her own, I think that automatically puts her up here. But also, her shift ability when she's in dagger, cloak form. Being able to, like, out of it. She can get out of a Mag ult. She can get out of a Jeff ult. She can get out of a Scarlet ult. She can get out of a Moon Knight ult. An Iron Man ult. A Strange ult. A Namor ult. Thor's ult. Those are a lot of ults just from one of her regular kit abilities. Has a Discord. Yeah, see? My point. So she's easily an A-tier healer, without a doubt. And in high elo, even in tournaments, I've never seen someone not run Cloak. Unless they're running Res Comp. But I think that took a huge hit this season. So she's easily in A for me. Mid-A to low A, I think. Moving on, my boy Strange. Oh, I love you, Strange, but we gotta talk. We gotta talk. I'm gonna put Strange in B, but I'm gonna explain it. Let me explain this to you guys. Strange is in B, right? I'll put him above Hulk. We'll put him above Hulk. Okay, he's a little bit better than Hulk and for overall gameplay. But again, there are other characters who just ruin this dude's day. This season is not for tanks. It's just not. Currently. So, like, Strange's ult is still phenomenal when it doesn't get countered. Okay? And Strange's portal to be able to clutch plays puts him up here. But those are few and far in between, okay? Strange cannot kill a ton on his own. And unfortunately for Strange, you have this right here. This tank shuts him down just all the time. Emma grabs Strange, knocks him, and he's useless. Wolverine pulls Strange, useless. Yeah, see? Magic. Magic can do a ton of damage to Strange. And Strange just kind of has to take it like a good boy. Yeah, oh, we'll get to Emma. Don't worry. We'll get to Emma. I feel like she's dead. That's insane. My boy Groot. You all know I love Groot. Groot was my first tank main. My first lord, okay? I love Groot. But Groot is just not the move. Unfortunately. I would argue that Groot has better situational applicants than Cap does, but I don't think he's better than Cap this season. I'm going to put him in C because he's still not bad. Groot ain't been banned since season 1. Yeah, but the problem with Groot right now is, much like the other tanks, is you got some people running around the map that just do disgusting things to Groot. I mean, they take Groot out back and make him stare at the flowers and wish him a great life. Alright, that's what happens to Groot in matches. If you're going to run Groot... Now, in a perfect world, if you do the bans correct, Groot can easily be A tier, B tier. Easy. But, again, much like an Adam, having one character trying to change up your whole comp and bans is not a good thing. Strange is running because when you play the Lord Strange, he knows how to use his shield and his ult. Yeah. But bro's Diamond Max. I don't... Okay, dude. Okay. The dive merchants are here, chat. The dive merchants are here. You can change your bands if you got Spider-Man. That's worth it. Oh, we'll get to the Spider. We'll get to Spider. All right, Hawkeye. I know Hawkeye has like a team up and all that, but I'm gonna put him right here in C. When Psylock is this? Oh, I don't think BP's just here for the time being. We're gonna talk about dive here in a second. I I don't actually think BP is S tier, but he's definitely A tier, and we'll discuss more on there. Hawkeye is playing against a really good Hawkeye is like annoying, like super annoying in high elo. However, much like Mrs. Black Widow here, if you have a Hawkeye on your team, and that's kind of like your crutch, you're kind of having to play around their play style, okay? Because they're going to be in off angles, they're kind of shooting not a lot of damage output, but a lot of final hits, right? So if they're running heavy tanks and stuff like that, and you're running dive, and you can shut down a Hawkeye, he's not that valuable. He has a ton of counters. So he's just not it right now. Hela, easy A tier for me. Easy A tier. You go against a good Hela. Hela can shut down a Hawkeye and a Black Widow. Easy. Hela's ult is still phenomenal. Hela's new team up with Venom is great if you have a good Venom on your team, but I don't think Venom is really it this season either. We'll get to that. Her damage hasn't been nerfed. She's still an insane pick if you have really good aim. I personally cannot play Hela to save my damn life, but when you go up against a good Hela in high elo, she can run lobbies. She can run lobbies. She is one of the most common bans right now for my lobbies. This tier list is for season 3, for the ranks of on day 1 being diamond, so celestial plus. Like celestial onward elo. Not like top 500 elo, but like celestial into eternity. This is what currently is basing my ranks off of. Hela's an A and a low S tier. Yeah, I think Hela's definitely low S tier, high A. For sure. She can make or break a lobby. Just based on how good the character is. Yes. Just purely off of like how applicable how good the character can mesh with team comps. Right, because it's not just based off the character. The teams are counter-picking BP. Is he still S tier? No, BP, I think BP right now is... I don't even think BP is really S tier. I honestly think he's A tier to S tier, depending. Right, overall, I think he's up there. Magic is literally the best dive. I don't agree with that. Iron Fist, my boy Iron Fist. Iron Fist has had a rough one. I think this is the weakest version of Iron Fist we've ever had. Okay? And I think Iron Fist is going to take the slot at D tier. He's our first D tier right now. A good Iron Fist player can still pop off of him. Don't get me wrong. He can still do a pretty good job. But after all of his nerfs, I have yet to see him be really utilized against really anything. I think I've only ran one game where we had an Iron Fist on my team, and the only reason he was doing well is because they also had an Iron Fist on their team. That's so Iron Fist right now, he just doesn't have the damage. I mean, like, he is just... I don't see it. I don't see it in my lobbies. I don't see it in high elo. I just don't. Iron Man. I think before the nerfs, Iron Man was definitely A tier. I'm gonna put Iron Man easily like mid B. Okay? Mid B to like to high C. I think Iron Man kind of sits in this kind of weird spot right now. The problem with Iron Man is they've nerfed his damage, okay? So that's like a huge hit. He is still a really good pick for hitting the backline and kind of poking them and like rearranging how the backline's playing. Still really good. The issue is this character exists, and we have a few other hit scans that exist. So I don't still think Iron Man is huge this season. My boy Jeff, I am not gonna lie to you. Put Jeff in F right now. Yeah, I don't know if he's F tier. He's definitely E tier though. Like, Jeff is just... Oh my god. Here's why, chat. Let me explain. By the way, if you're enjoying the content on TikTok, please go to the bio and click on the purple app. Check me out on there, all right? Best place to watch, Purple app. Trust. Hit the follow button if you're enjoying the show. All right, Jeff. Jeff is E tier for a couple reasons, okay? So, Jeff cannot produce enough healing for a 2 heal comp. So, you're forcing a 3 healing comp, just like our boy Adam. Now, the problem is, Jeff got hard nerfed so well that he's no longer really a DPS Jeff. Those don't really exist anymore. So, he can't output as much damage as Adam can. And his ult, I'm not going to lie to you, is not that valuable. It is difficult to get a really good Jeff ult going. Like, there's a lot of counters to it, okay? So, you remove his ult, his healing is his survivability got tanked, his damage, not really the move. He only has, 3 bubbles now? If I'm not mistaken? To, like, kind of burst healing? Not the move. Not the move. This is a throw pick. Loki, easy A tier, possibly S tier. Easy A tier, possibly S tier. Loki damage and healing can be insane if you have a good Loki player. You have a good Loki player that knows when to ult, who knows how to place clones, who knows how to save lamps. His lamps alone put him above Cloak. Has the same kind of ability, except his lamps last longer and instant heals. It's not like a get out of jail free card. It's a get out of jail free card for a longer, and it heals you back to 100 HP. Dude, that's crazy. That alone is crazy. And not to mention, he can copy any ult in the game. He has enough healing output for anybody. The only time Loki is not a good pick is if you're running a flying comp. But that's it. Other than that, man, you're running the show. Loki should have the most damage out of support players unless you're running triple heal. But he should be doing some insane numbers if he's on your team. He should know how to place lamps. He should know how to reposition himself. All of it. He should know who to copy and when to copy. Okay? Loki's easy A tier. Luna, easy S tier. Easy S tier. Is Loki a secondary healer? No. I would argue Loki is a main heal. When he has all 3 clones up. If you're going against a team that knows to shut down Loki, so for example, the reason why Loki's not A tier is he has direct counters. Like, direct counters. You have Moon Knight and our girl Phoenix here. That counters. BP counters Loki. Okay? A BP is a Loki's worst nightmare. Infinite resets. Right? Those are 3 good counters to a good Loki player. And again, if you're running a flyer meta, Loki's just going to get waffle stomped. Because he's not hit scan. And that's the only reason why he's not S tier. But, more importantly, we're on Luna right now. Luna is easy S tier. Her ult, best support ult in the game. Hands down. 10 seconds of just straight life and or damage boost. Okay. Can't get instant killed by a mag. Because she pops a 500 shield. But they have to melt the shield. And she's definitely the hardest to hit in a mag ult. There are not many ults that can really counter the Luna ult. There's just not. And her healing output and potentially her damage output, if you're playing with a really good Luna, is crazy. It takes forever to get, but when you get it, you got to think. Luna's ult guarantees 10 seconds of life. It guarantees an extra 10 seconds of a fight. Period. That's what Luna's ult does. And if you're running Luna, Loki, and you go Luna, Loki, or Loki, Luna, you have 20 seconds of just straight whatever the hell you want to do. That's insane. And if you're going against she shuts down flyers, right? So you don't have to worry about that. She pops her shift. She can kill a flyer pretty easily. If she knows how to use her freeze ability, she can freeze any dive character pretty easily. Not as easily as a Mantis, but Mantis is not as good for healing. Her healing is the best in the game. Her freeze is an insta-kill. Yeah, so Easy S tier. Luna's an easy S tier. Easy S tier. Magic, easy A tier. Easy A tier. Easy A tier for me. Magic can do some insane damage. Some insane damage. I honestly would rank Magic and BP probably next to each other. I think these two together are just insane. Assuming if they're actually... Yeah, this is assuming they know how to play the character. Obviously. Obviously. I have met some insanely bad Lunas and some insanely bad everything on this list. Right? I've also seen some insanely good Jeffs, but that doesn't mean the character's good. Okay? So again, if you are playing Marvel Rivals, and I cannot stress this enough, being really good at one character doesn't mean anything because it's a team game. If you are a one-trick Jeff and you are forcing your team to play around your character, I don't care how often you win, you are a problem. And you'll see Iron Fist is not B tier. Oh, no, Iron Fist is not a B tier. He's a D tier. Thank you, though, for your input. So, one tricks, no. Magic, though, insane damage still. Magic can kill pretty easily. And if Magic can hit her combos, when Magic hits her combos, she can instant kill a squishy out of a cloak ult. Magic can kill a cloak out of her ult if she's quick enough and hits all of her things. What elo? This is for Celestial up. Alright? This is for Celestial up. Magneto, S tier. Definitely S tier. Without a doubt. Magneto is an S tier tank. I will not have Magneto slander in my chat. This guy has been running lobbies for the past few seasons. He is, in my opinion, he's the most... Magneto is the most balanced tank. His damage output is perfect. His ult, the way he gets his ult, how fast he gets it, perfect. The amount of damage it does, perfect. It's a hard counter to support ults. He can dunk on really anybody. He can use his ult as a support ult if they don't have it to soak up damage, aka Star-Lord or Punisher. He's just insane. His bubbles, if you have a good mag, and this is why mag is S tier, mag can single-handedly chooses who lives and who dies in a fight. What does that mean? Mag will see his team, and they will be in a bad spot for a fight, right? That doesn't mean the fight's lost yet. But because he has bubble, Mag always has to have the choice of, if he bubbles one person, the other one is probably going to die, right? So a really good Mag player constantly has his teammates' lives in his hands. Constantly. He can easily save anybody. I mean, he is the most balanced tank without question. Without question. Alright. We have Mantis. Mantis is... I think Mantis is D tier, possibly C tier. I would rank... I think these are interchangeable. I think Adam and Mantis are interchangeable, okay? Now, that being said, it's purely situational based. Okay? I would argue that I don't see many comps running 2 heals with Mantis and 1 other heal, like a Cloak and Mantis. I don't see that anymore. Even with the recent buffs, and I'll speak for like mainly tanks because tanks are getting hit so hard right now. Mantis has an issue right now where she doesn't have enough healing output to justify tanks staying alive. Okay? So if you're gonna run Mantis, just like if you're gonna run Adam, you're forcing your team into a triple heal comp. Okay? That on its own is a problem. That brings you down immediately. Okay? Not that there's anything wrong with a triple healing comp, but if you're a Mantis player and you're running this, you are forcing that to happen. This is not a, like, make or break. Oh, we might be able to get away with it. No, you're forcing. You're forcing it. Okay? So that's an issue. My boy Moon Knight. You guys know I love Moon Knight. Moon Knight for me is B tier. Moon Knight for me is B tier. And here is why. Moon Knight's B tier because he can counter Loki. That is a hard pick against Loki. Moon Knight is also a bunker buster. Especially with how popular Penny has been. And how popular the new tanks need. They need a buff Mantis. Oh, for sure. For sure. Moon Knight's damage, though, is insane. You go against a really good Moon Knight, and I'm not talking to the people that are in low elo that throw the Ankh down and only shoot the Ankh. You have people who know how Moon Knight's kit works. Moon Knight's bottom B. Alright, I don't think Moon Knight is top level B. And we're going to reorganize this, but I'm just kind of placing them in right now. We're just going to be placing right now. Moon Knight is bottom of B, possibly high tier C. Simply because of how he can counter Loki, how he can shut down some tanks. For example, Thing. Any big tank, Moon Knight gets his ult insanely fast, can shut down an area, and he can do so much damage that it's insane. He hard counters Groot, he can counter Thing, he can counter Penny, and he can counter Venom. And build his ult charge. Oh, and Penny. Insanely well from it. Moon Knight is definitely low B to really high C. My boy Namor. After the buffs, he is top B, possibly A. Namor's damage is insane, and his buff to his ult is still crazy. Now, his team up with Hulk is still really good. But I don't think it makes or breaks the character. I think Namor, flanking Namor is annoying as hell to deal with. But same kind of thing with, like, Moon Knight. Namor can build his ult charge really well. And I told you guys that I would circle back to this. But the reason why Cap is down here is because this team up exists. If you guys are running against a Cap and he is taking your backline out for a nice lunch, nice walk around town, and to a nice dinner, and then he's taking you home and beating you. Because that's what Caps do. They're super respectful at start, and then they just shut them down. Okay? Namor, with this team up, or just Squids in general, he built his ult charge from a Cap so fast, it's not even funny. He is a insane counter to Cap. He builds ult charge like nobody's tomorrow. Last season was in the game, and I watched a Namor pop 2, almost 3 ults in one fight because I had a Cap on my team that were just constantly feeding the Squids. Anybody can play Namor too, yeah. I mean, his spear trajectory got increased, the damage got increased, the right click got increased. It's insane. Quick reminder, if you're on TikTok enjoying the show, make sure to click the link in the bio or just type in my name on the purple app. Make sure to go hit the follow button on there. Come join us. How about Star-Lord? We'll get to Star-Lord. Have you guys forgotten who I am? I am the Star-Lord main. We just uploaded a YouTube video on that today, actually. Popping off on Star-Lord. Penny. Penny is B tier for me. I think she's better than Strange and Hulk, for sure. But she's definitely B. She is not the most perfect tank. But with her buff of Rocket, her damage output, now that she has crit headshots, she's really, really good. She can shut down an area. And this is also map dependent, because some maps, Penny just does so well in. And some maps, Penny is just not good in. For example, Venom's map, it's a point map and then you push. I forget what the map is called. That first point, Penny is a rock star in. Insane. She's easily A tier on that particular map. But because we're talking overall here, yes, that's the map. Because this is overall and not map dependent, she's B, okay? I think she does better than Strange. I think she does better than Hulk and Groot. But she's very map dependent, but overall, a good Penny player can really make a difference to really any type of comp, except for like really flyers. She doesn't really do well against flyers. Now she can shut down ults though, which is another reason why. She's really, really good. All right, chat. Psylock. Psylock is easily high A to low S. All right, I'm gonna put her in high A though. I'm gonna put her in high A. I think she's possibly S tier, even after the nerfs. All right, but let me explain. There is not a lot to do against a really good Psylock. There's not a lot to do. The only real counter she has is you have like a really good Penny that's able to stun lock her. Psylock has so many get out of jail free cards and instant kills. Her damage got reduction, so her right click combo doesn't really hit as hard. But because she can constantly pepper and reposition, puts her in A. I mean, her survivability is insane. Her damage output is great. Her kills are great. Her ult is still fantastic. Even after the nerfs, she's still really, really good. Definitely A. My boy Rocket. Oh, Rocket. I think Rocket is A tier. I don't think Rocket is S tier. I'm going to put Rocket with Loki, okay? Rocket this season with the buffs he's gotten and like the nerfs. So Rocket's healing output's always been crazy. Rocket's ult now puts him in A. If you would have had Rocket's ult a few seasons ago before it did the shielding, I don't think Rocket was that good. And Rocket's ult being able to heal now, give you the shielding and keep you alive for longer, is insane. Okay? His res automatically puts him up. Like, he's really good at overall healing. And now the problem with Rocket to this day is Rocket gives overall healing, not direct healing. Okay? And this is a very important fact to know because when people were complaining, when the Rocket hate first started in season 1 and 1.5, right, was because Rocket is not going to get you. Like, if he looks at you and he hard focuses you, he is not keeping you alive in a 1v1. Okay? It's just not happening. But Rocket is probably the only support that can keep himself alive the most. Rocket should have the least deaths on somebody's team. Period. A good Rocket player is not dying. Okay? They're raccoons. They move. Alright? Scarlet, easy D tier for me. Easy D tier, probably C, maybe. Scarlet does not do it for me. Her team up, I will say her team up with Strange does push her up a little bit to C. But in terms of like overall, Scarlet does not do enough to justify the pick. There's not much good you can do. Her ult is countered super easily, practically worthless. The only time her ult really makes sure it goes off, if you're not going against a Penny or a stun, is if you have an invis ult to use with it. And that's really it. She does really high damage with her team up ability. If you guys need to push in, she's a good pick if you're TPing with Strange for one last fight, because she can do so much damage in that like 30 seconds. But other than that, it doesn't really happen. It just does not really happen. All right, we're back. We're finally here. We're finally to the meme of this page. All right, if you are new to this channel, I have a personal vendetta against this character and anyone who plays him. All right, E tier. You know what? F tier. I hate Spider-Mans, and not because he's good or annoying, but because he's on my team. if I have a Spider-Man player on my team, it's an instant loss guaranteed. This character forces so many different comps. He is either feeding, doing nothing, or trolling. There is no in between. I have yet to play with a Spider-Man who is not throwing my games. Period. I don't care. I don't care what chat has to say. I don't care that he can do some insane things. I do not care. In my games, in high elo, this character is a throw pick every time. Constantly out of position. Constantly out of position. Constantly dying for one kill. Feeding ult charges. His ult does nothing. I can count on one hand how many ults I've seen of Spider-Man's get 2+ kills. This character needs to stay out of my lobbies. No. Actually, he needs to stay off of my team on the enemy teams. You put a Spider-Man on the enemy team, I'm a happy camper. I only have this character down here because he's on my team. This is a throw pick whenever I see it. If I see a Lord Spider-Man preemptively start on the banning phase, I instantly know that match is lost. This character is worthless. It's worthless because of the player base. And he will stay here. Squirrel Girl. B tier. Yeah, Spider-Man can rot. Squirrel Girl's B tier. Insane amount of damage. Bunkie Buster. Stun. Her team up is pretty good, but like you're not really going to use the team up here. She can shut down a lot. I mean, her ult is insane. Now it is anyway, especially if you know how to pop the ult. I think Squirrel goes into A tier, possibly low A tier, but like pretty medium in B tier, I would say. Her damage output is just crazy. Her damage output is insane. Star-Lord, my boy Star-Lord, as you know. Your boy is a Star-Lord main. I love him to death. Star-Lord's always going to be an S tier to me. But realistically speaking, I think Star-Lord is probably high B to low A. Realistically speaking. Like, maybe even mid. His ult is really good. Wait, yeah, why can we trust you? Great question. You can't. You can't trust any streamer. This is all personal bias. All personal bias. All personal bias. Just like every other streamer. Don't trust anything you say. And as I said at the very beginning, and I'll reaffirm for the chat, right? You're going to watch this, and you're either A, going to take this list, use it as the gospel, and go, oh my god, this is perfect. I'm going to use this to form my opinion and complain until something changes, just like every other streamer's chat does. Or you'll be a reasonable person, analyze this off of my personal experience, and then go, you know, I can see some picks, but not all of them, and go based off of that. Like a smart fellow. Hello! Can I explain why Jeff is an E? Jeff is terrible. That's why. Forces triple heal. So Star-Lord is in B for me, but I am a Star-Lord main. Okay, I pop off with Star-Lord. Love Star-Lord. Star-Lord is how I had Celestial 1. Okay, love Star-Lord. He's how I'm doing so well this season. But like, again, his ult gets countered by a good amount. His ult gets countered by a good amount of people. So, yeah. Storm. Easy A tier to S tier. I think she's A tier because of her team ups. But Storm is, well, not this season. You know, honestly, I think Storm is probably a B tier pick. Bottom of the B. She has good team ups, but she had the Human Torch removed. And her damage buff is insane. Her ult is still a little crazy, but not many people do this, and I don't know why, but they should. If you run Star-Lord, if you're Star-Lord main like myself, if you're going against a Storm Jeff combo, all you have to do, no cap, fly up in the air as Star-Lord when you hear it pop off, save your ult for it, pop your ult, you melt storm out of that ult. Every time. Every time. You will counter that ult every time. I promise you. I promise you. Punisher. Punisher is definitely A tier for me. His ult is still crazy. His damage output and buffs are insane. The only thing that really counters him is Mag. And Punisher with a rocket ult can melt through any support ult. If you run this combo, I'm gonna put you on game, chat. If you run a rocket ult, Luna damage boost, and Punisher ult at the same time, I don't care what's on the opposite side of that screen, they are dying. Period. Period. Death. Instant death with those 3 ults combined. Really, really good. Alright, so Thor. Thor for me right now, it's kind of a hot topic because I just posted a video 2 days ago complaining about Thor right along Spider-Man. I think Thor is... I'm going to be real, chat. I think Thor is D tier. I think he might be C tier. But I'd take a cap over Thor any day. Thor just gets... He has no survivability right now. This dude gets waffle stomped. He gets waffle stomped. He's got too many counters. His damage output is decent. But like, in terms of survivability, he doesn't really have any. He just dies. He just walks in and feeds. That's what Thor does. Venom. This is gonna be controversial. This is gonna be really controversial, and you're gonna have to bear with me and hear me out on this. You're gonna have to bear with me and hear me out. Venom is easy C tier, possibly D tier. Hands down. Why is Venom is really good at surviving, okay? Really good at surviving. However, Venom feeds ult charges. Period. If I am on DPS and I see a Venom on the team, I don't really get worried. I get excited because I know when Venom comes in, I can build my ult so fast, it's not even funny. Every time. Because he just pops more health and I just keep unloading into him. Venom will charge ults like nobody's business. And if they have good supports on their team, they're going to build their ults too, yeah. But you're going to have the damage ults. And the only thing I'm going to do as a Star-Lord player, I'm going to wait until both your ults get popped. That's just it. So, you need a really good Venom. Like, a really good Venom player is B. But, overall, his kit hasn't really changed much. His team-up is very valuable. I will say that. But it doesn't really justify Jeff's existence. And it does make Hela stronger, but Hela was already strong. Didn't really need it. Bucky. My boy Bucky. I would say Bucky is definitely, like, B tier. Maybe even C tier. Right, I think he's definitely higher than most DPSs. But Bucky overall, do I really think Spider-Man is F? Yeah, Spider-Man can... if a Spider-Man's on my team, he throws my games. So he'll always be an F. To the day I die. To the day I die. To the day I die. I think Bucky's damage output is insane. His ult is still really good. His pull is super valuable. The problem with Bucky, though, is he's got counters. He has a lot of counters, chat. And that right there is enough to kind of like justify him being in B. By the way, real quick, before we get to everything else, because this is the exciting portion of it, alright? If you are enjoying the show on TikTok, click on the link in the bio and go to the purple app, and you can search my name if you don't want to click the link. It's a better viewing experience. You can see my whole screen, and it helps me out. It's the best way to view and supports me the best way possible. If not, enjoy the show and me rambling and yapping about how I hate people. All right, Wolverine. S tier. Anyone telling you Wolverine is not S tier this season is lying to you, and it's slander. Slander. Wolv is a perma-ban. And if Wolv is not a perma-ban character in your lobby, he's running the lobby, okay? He is running the lobby. That's a problem. Now, here's my issue with this, okay? I don't think in a team-based game that if you have one character that runs lobbies, I don't think that's a good way to balance games. Now, I know Marvel is trying to make it more fun. Everybody's overpowered. But when Wolv is not banned, what the game comes down to is who has the better Wolv player. That's what the game comes down to. Is whose Wolverine can do better. And they win that game. That's like, period. Period. Just, period. So he stays permaban. He's definitely S tier. Ultron, S tier, easy. I'm joking. I'm joking, chat. I'm joking. He's not S tier. He's not S tier. Now, I am a Ultron fanboy. I love this character. I loved him when he came out. I still love him. But he gets a lot of hate. He gets a lot of hate. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. I'm gonna keep it. He is bottom of B to high B. Okay. Here is why. The reason why Ultron is, I think Ultron should be A, but the reason why I won't put him into A is for this very reason. Ultron forces triple heal comp. Okay? Because Ultron on his own with another healer does not keep your team alive. It's not happening. It's just not. But Ultron with two other healers, especially a Rocket, the sustain abilities that they have together to keep a team kind of upright and into a fight is so crazy. It's not even funny. There's not a lot of damage to be done unless you're running burst damage. Ultron and Rocket with one other main healer keeping the tanks up can keep a whole team alive in an extended fight like nobody's business. His ult is still really good. He's able to fly more often. I mean, he's really good in the right hands. But much like Wolverine this season, last season, the games would come down to who had the better Ultron. So he's B tier right now because he requires you to run a specific comp. He's not good overall. He forces things, just like Adam does. And that's why he's lower. My girl, Phoenix. Phoenix is easy A tier. Easy A tier this season. Phoenix is insane amount of damage. Her ult counters a lot of things. What's up, Doomfist? Counters a ton of stuff. Hard counters Loki. No, Hela's not low. Hela's not low. There's no particular order on which these are ranked. By the way, chat. This is just generalization. I'm not, like, putting them over other characters. They're just A. We're just talking about them. Yeah, her right-click cancels ult. Phoenix, yeah, she's a better Hela. Well, I want to know if she's a better Hela. Her damage fall-off is insane. And I don't think people realize that yet. I really don't. But her damage is insane. She can shut things down. And especially on some maps, you can run Phoenix Moon Knight combo. Everything's dying. There's so much damage, it's not even funny. Is the best designed character in the game? I think that's a very hot take, Brandon. I'm going to be real with you. Alright, Mr. Fantastic. We're almost done with the list, guys. This is crazy. Only an hour in. Mr. Fantastic. I'm going to be real, bro. I'm going to be real. I think Mr. Fantastic's a C character. I think and hear me out, because this is going to be controversial. Mr. Fantastic is either the best character in the game, or he's mid. Okay? So I'll say that. Mr. Fantastic is either S tier or he's C tier. There's no in between. There's no in between. You either have a really good player who's an S tier guy. He does not die. He stays on point, and he is constantly annoying backlines. Okay? If you do not have someone who knows how his kit works perfectly, he becomes effectively useless and doesn't just die. Right? So I think overall he's B. I'll put him in B. But you have to have a good Mr. Fantastic player. Because if you don't have a good Mr. Fantastic player, if he's not good with the character itself, he's just staying alive and not really doing anything for your team. He's either the best guy on the team and is ace, or he's just not dying. And at that point, go rocket and right click. You know what I mean? Could say that with magic. I don't think so. I really don't. Invisible Woman. A tier. Easy. Easy. Her heals, great. Her push ability, she can do some insane damage. Her shield is pretty useful if she knows how to pop it. Her vortex field, really good. Really good. Invis is easy A. I don't really see any arguments for that. Her ult is phenomenal. For sure. I don't think she's as good as Loki, but she's definitely A tier. For sure. Johnny. My boy Johnny's had some nerfs. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Johnny was S tier. I think he's kind of C tier right now. His damage is still, like, pretty decent, but I mean, like, the poke meta just shuts him down. It really does. Johnny is sneaky good. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but that's any character, chat. You have to think. You have to think with characters like this, any character can be really good out of nowhere. We're speaking overall for team comps. Like, you could have a Black Widow that runs your lobby. I've had it happen. I've had a Black Widow take me out to the backyard, have me stare at flowers, and put that sniper rifle round in the back of my head. Alright? It was not a fun experience. But that doesn't mean she's one of the best characters in the whole game. But I don't think Torch is. Torch at higher elo, yeah, but that's the problem. Is you have to find that good Torch player. Right? In the high elo. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. This is for PC. I'm a PC high tier. PC Celestial. My boy Thing! My boy Thing! See, here's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. I think Thing is A tier because he counters the hard counters right now. Magic's really good on PC, yeah. Wolverine about to be F tier in the new update. I think so too. Thing, I think, is A tier. He counters Wolf. He counters he counters all dive. Really good overall. Really good overall. I think low A. I agree. I think Thing is low A. But, like, with his buffs, being able to, like, jump. The problem with Thing, though, is Thing is either going to carry your games if he knows what he's doing and knows how to protect backline and peel, or he's just not going to be able to do much. And that's where Thing's at. Emma, easy S tier. Easy S tier. I don't see any arguments with this. Mag and Emma are objectively, no argument, objectively the best tanks in the game. Best tanks in the game. No doubt. No doubt. Emma and Mag run the tank game. Alright? Alright, chat. Here is our completed list. Right? This is our completed list. And I would say, a fine job myself. A fine job for myself. But this is my tier list for characters for Season 3. Early on in Season 3. The season is still young. This is going to be subject to change. Alright? I promise.